And there's a question that comes, actually, one of the questions that kind of came in, which I feel connects to this, is that when you are looking at the evolved mind, is there the reason why sometimes we wander in thought a lot more than focusing on the present? So do we almost have to go back to the most ancient, I would say, ancient part of it?
Yeah.
To say, focus on now. And this question really was, how do I keep my mind in the present moment? It always wanders.
Yeah.
That might not necessarily be a bad thing, because you're allowing your evolved mind to actually look at, as long as it's wanting towards interesting things, I guess.
Yeah, this is one of the most conflicting things that I've realized, that being in the present is something that all animals do.
Yeah.
They are in the
They're
present.
so clearly in the present.
Right.
Yeah.
They're rooted to here and now. Yeah. We, on the other hand, are not in the present in terms of our prefrontal cortex. So our prefrontal cortex has the capacity to create stories, imaginations, fantasies. So we are there.
Yeah.
Our limbic system is still in the present. When we say that we should be in the present and mindfulness and meditation, what we mean is that our prefrontal cortex should be in the present. And that is the challenge, because it has so much to explore that it prefers to do all of those things, and instead of staying here and now.
So you're actually finding things that it will find interesting, which makes sense, because, if you have followed any guided meditation, they'll always say find one thing to focus on. And I remember talking to someone, or I was listening to a meditation where someone talked about vipassana. And some of the early vipassana meditations that they were asked to do was literally sit. I think the first entire day just focus on just the upper lip part and what you're feeling there for the entire day's meditation. Right. Which means you're literally saying find something interesting in the most tiny aspect, which I'm sure your prefrontal is going mad at that point, saying, this is not interesting. I want to think about other things, right? And how they keep saying focus on your breath, though. You're almost giving things for it to focus on.
Yeah, it's difficult because it is scary. Our brain is wired to constantly scan the environment. It's like hitting the refresh button.
Yeah.
You know how we are used to just clicking refresh for no reason, just to see if something else is happening. That's what the brain does. Every 8 to 10 seconds, it hits refresh. Literally. Where you just scan the environment to see if has something changed. And if anything has changed, then that is important. Because to the brain, that could be a predator that is about to come and kill you. So that's why Instagram and TikTok works amazing, because it keeps changing.
Yeah.
So your brain's attention is completely hooked. Paying attention to your breath for a day is torture, because it means completely giving up that sense of, is something about to happen? That sense of threat. You have to give up completely in order to do that. And that is difficult, because we have never done that. From the moment that we are born, we have always been under threat.
Which is why they all kind of also make you go gradually. Never say the first meditation is 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and a couple of hours. And
did that make you rethink things? If it did, make sure you check out the full episode.